according to Ms. Ford, she said significant improvement. You know, I tell people all the time, there's no way I'm gonna lose my job because you're not performing. You know, I'd rather get rid of you first. You know, people talked about, you know, Wayne Fontes, but Wayne Fontes was serious back in the 90s. You know, every year when Wayne was on that chopping block, he said, well, some of you guys gonna go before me.
He was a survivor. What a great guy. And, you know, we kind of made fun of him, but he was a little better coach than we thought looking back. Benny, thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate it. And hopefully you guys, the alumni, will be able to come in and go to a game, and we can see it, and the fans can see as well, because you're one of the favorites of all time here.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
All right, that's Benny Blades, member of the College Football Hall of Fame as well. Don't forget, he was a big stud for the U. 97.1, The Ticket.
97.1, The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, it is accident-free on your drive this morning, and just a couple of slow spots because of road work. That includes 75 northbound from Long Lake to Coolidge, as one lane is open from Crooks to Coolidge through next Friday, and then 696 westbound traffic a little bit heavy from 94 to Gratiot Avenue. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
A station where your opinion matters. 97.1. From the depths of winter to cookouts in summer, natural gas is your safe, reliable, affordable energy source, because DTE buys gas in the summer when prices are low and stores it to keep prices affordable. And we upgrade and monitor the system 24/7, 365. So for all you do, natural gas is there for you. Learn more at dteenergy.com. DTE. For all the dinners cooked, something smells good. For all the clothes dried, for all the hot showers, there's safe, reliable natural gas from DTE. We keep gas safe by constantly inspecting, upgrading, and monitoring our lines 24/7, 365. So for all you do, natural gas is there for you. Find out more at dteenergy.com. DTE.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties. With a Radio.com Sports Minute. When Ravens defensive end Calais Campbell was asked about Patrick Mahomes, he had the perfect answer. They don't give that guy $500 million for no reason. However, Campbell and his fellow defenders couldn't find many answers for getting Mahomes off the field last night. The Super Bowl MVP converted on 10 of 13 third downs. He also threw an underhand touchdown pass to fullback Anthony Sherman and a tackle-eligible scoring toss to Eric Fisher. In addition to his more standard backfoot bombs to McCole Hardman and Tyreek Hill, Ravens coach John Harbaugh conceded, "They beat us. They out-executed us. They out-game-planned us." Reigning MVP Lamar Jackson is now 21-1 as a starter against everyone else in the NFL, but 0-3 head-to-head against Mahomes. The Chiefs' defense held Jackson to 97 passing yards and a 34-20 romp. For now, at least, the road to Super Bowl 55 in the AFC goes through Kansas City. I'm Boomer Esiason.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough, but you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Ditch the spreadsheets and the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place, instantaneously. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/am. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/am. netsuite.com/am.
I'm going to guide you through a relaxing talk about cold and flu season. Even though this year is stressful, you're going to feel calm. Because at Rite Aid, our pharmacists are educated in traditional medicine and alternative remedies. So you not only get a flu shot, you also learn how to support your immune system. And rest assured, you're doing your best to protect your health and wellness. Get your flu shot and boost your immune system at Rite Aid today. No cost with most insurance, no appointment needed.
Vaccines must apply. Live stage restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for details.
Donald Trump says we're not safe in Biden's America, but we're living in Trump's America now. And 200,000 Americans have died from the virus that he lied about. The simple truth is, Donald Trump failed to protect America. So now, he's trying to scare America. Mr. Trump, want to talk about fear? Do you know people are afraid they're going to get COVID? They're afraid they're going to get sick and die. And that is in no small part because of you. Joe Biden will protect the American people, putting our safety above all else. I want a safe America. Safe from COVID. Safe from crime and looting. Safe from racially motivated violence. I promise you this, we will do better. There's not a single thing beyond our capacity when we decide to do it together. I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Biden for president.
Stop dreaming and start driving with a low auto loan rate from Community Financial. Low rates and no application fee mean you'll drive away with a payment designed to fit your budget. Get started today at cfcu.org.
With big things happening Detroit sports, you hear it first on Detroit's #1 sports station, 97.1 The Ticket. Breaking news powered by Radio.com Sports and brought to you by Pennzoil. Motor oils from natural gas. The proof is in the Pennzoil. The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the Radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
NBC Sports. I mean, he did a great job considering he wasn't even there. Unbelievable. He was watching from the studio. It was great. By the way, they win 2-0, win the Cup in 6 games. Victor Hedman becomes the first Swede non-Red Wing to win the Conn Smythe Trophy. Of course, Lidstrom and Zetterberg won Conn Smythe before Victor Hedman. I can't believe he's been in the league 11 years.
I know.
He's so good. I mean,
I was just looking to see he's not an Iserman pick.
No.
And nobody ever talks about him.
He's great. I mean, he's physical. He's just a great.
Do you think he's got the same issue in Tampa? They're talking about Ray, well, probably not Ray. They're talking about Brady.
Yeah.
Probably not Victor Hedman. They're probably talking Stamkos Brady. Probably flipped around though.
Come on, they got the Razor won the American League East. They start this either today or tomorrow. And I didn't look at the schedule that closely. Yeah. Blake Snell, does he get the first game?
Do you remember Blake Snell was the first guy to sound off about the Rona? He was the first to call it the Rona.
Oh, I know.
Said he needs to get his money, and now everybody calls it the Rona. By the way, you mentioned it.
Enough of that commercial on the Rona.
Yeah, I would agree. Hey, I went to a party and ran into the Rona. Now I can't leave the house for 14 days. However, I don't know. We didn't talk about this yesterday, Stoney. You weren't here. But I did tell John and Tom. What'd you think of Dick Stockton and Brady Quinn?
I thought that was kind of weak, actually.
Like, Dick Stockton seems to get a lot wrong. And Brady Quinn was somewhat boring.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about this? Not a great broadcast.
No, it was not. And by the way, now that you bring it up.
Yeah, sure, Stoney. Go ahead.
Monday Night Football, you had a great game. And look, I think, Steve Levy and Brian Greasy worked together for a couple of years doing some, games on ESPN/ABC College Football. Louis Riddick, great in the studio for all the things he does. Yes. And I think he's very good. Riddick and Greasy, if you're not familiar with their work, they sound somewhat similar to a certain extent. That's number one. And number two, and I know this is going to sound, most people weren't watching that game last night because of Steve Levy or whoever's announcing the game. It just does not have, with Greasy, Riddick, and Levy, it just does not have a big game feel to it. Am I crazy? Am I alone in that? It just doesn't. Not that it makes a difference, because I'm still going to watch the game because of the, because of the matchup, and it's Monday Night Football. But even, Sunday night, Al Michaels had the day off. I don't know if he was observing Yom Kippur or not, but Tirico and Collinsworth, that just has more of a big game feel to it than Monday Night Football. And it's been that way for a while. Tessitore and Booger, that certainly didn't mean big game feel.
I didn't mind Tessitore and Booger. I actually thought they had a pretty good chemistry. Tessitore is kind of weird and boisterous, and Booger I thought was kind of funny. Yesterday I'm watching, and really all year I'm watching, I love Riddick. I think he's phenomenal.
He's great.
But when I'm watching a game, there's zero levity there. It's a little too
stale
and dry.
Yeah.
It's a little, stale is a great word for it. It's just...
Exactly.
It doesn't quite do it for me.
Exactly. Well, stale might be something we call the Detroit Lions, but they got a little fresh start, so to speak, with the win on Sunday. Because there are some people I know said, yeah, great, we won. Now we're out of Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, and now Patricia and Quinn are definitely going to come back. They're assuming they're going to win, maybe 4 of the next 7 games or whatever, because these games are, winnable if you play the schedule game.
Very winnable.
Now, you, Mr. Rieger, have been very hard, and rightfully so in most instances, on the Quinn-Tricia regime.
I think.
You still feel that way?
So, Stoney, I had an epiphany, and I think a lot of fans had the same epiphany. Tom always, I think, I'm in Tom's head, I feel. Like Tom. Like
Stanley Johnson's in LeBron's head.
Yeah, right. No, I didn't mean it like that. Like I feel, actually, Tom's in my head. I feel something super negative about the Detroit Lions. Tom gives me this glare, even if he's not watching or listening. Like, I kind of feel Tom's always with me a little bit. And I had this epiphany recently. I don't give a damn if Quinn-Tricia sticks around, even though I don't think they can do the job, as long as it results in winning. Like, if you look at the Lions' schedule, as you just mentioned, Stoney, it's rather doable. After the Saints game, which they're no prize team right now either, they have a good chance to rail off some wins. And I'm going to make a statement. You're not going to believe it. I don't care if Quinn and Patricia stay as long as you entertain me. If you go 9-7, if you go 10-6, if you make the postseason, I don't even care anymore. I'm so sick of the losing. I'm so sick of the tank talk. I'm so sick of Detroit sports sucking that I am willing to allow Quinn and Patricia to stick around for I don't even care how many more years, as long as you give me a little sugar this year. Well, give me a little excitement. Entertain me. That's all I care about.
So basically you're saying if they make the playoffs,
yes,
you're cool with them staying for a couple of years.
Sure, entertain me. It's about now. I don't know how many. Stoney, we're all getting older, my friend. We're all getting older.
Here's what he's saying.
Care.
He doesn't want to go through what we're going through with the other 3 teams right now. With the Lions. That's what you're saying.
I totally understand. And will I agree or disagree? We'll find out after T.O.'s update. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by YC Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Gold by Braden Point and Blake Coleman helped propel the Tampa Bay Lightning to a 2-0 series-clinching win over the Dallas Stars. Last night's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's the second ever Stanley Cup championship for defenseman Victor Hedman and the Lightning in the franchise's history.
I'm at loss for words. It's, obviously wish the family and fans could be here, but we felt the support from back home. And, it's so many emotions at the same time. It's tough to describe.
It's also tough to describe just how good Patrick Mahomes was last night for the Kansas City Chiefs. He threw for 385 yards and was responsible for all 5 of Kansas City's touchdowns in the Chiefs' 34-20 victory last night over the Baltimore Ravens. Nick Foles is in, Mitch Trubisky is out, as the Chicago Bears make a change at quarterback for Sunday's game against the Indianapolis Colts. Surprise move in the NBA last night as Doc Rivers steps down by mutual agreement as the head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. Rivers is out of a job after the Clippers were beaten by the Denver Nuggets in the NBA's Western Conference semifinals earlier this month, a series where the Clippers actually held a 3-1 lead at one point. Major League Baseball's second season officially begins today with 4 Game 1s in the wild card round of the baseball playoffs. Houston Astros and Minnesota Twins will kick off all of today's action. That contest begins at 2 p.m. from Target Field in Minnesota. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Thank you, Tio. And I said this to my friends yesterday on a text thread during the hockey game. I said, Point's got to win the Conn Smythe. And I gave it to Hedman. And I didn't have that much of a problem with it because Hedman played, both ends of the ice. I think he had 10 goals for a defenseman, which is pretty good in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But how many points did Point have? 33?
Yeah.
33 points in a playoff series.
In
a playoff run.
2 overtime winners in the Columbus series.
Yeah.
He missed a little time, I think.
Yeah, he came back hurt. I think you're going to find out that his injury was a little more severe than we thought. I thought he was going to win the Conn Smythe. Anyway, they won the Stanley Cup, and that's the important thing. So, before T.O.'s update, Jeff Rieger, the most negative human being on the planet.
Grim Rieger, yes.
Yes, the Grim Rieger. Suggested that if the Lions make the playoffs, even if it's 8-8, 9-7, whatever, and he gets to see some playoff football in January, he'll be cool with Quinn and Patricia staying for a couple of years.
I don't even care anymore. I don't.
And you know what, Jeff? I hate to do this, but I agree with you.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. Okay, so they go 9-7, lose. People can say, "Oh, what's the big deal?" They're not that much closer to a championship than they were when they fired Jim Caldwell 9-7. I get that, all right. But I don't think you fire a guy after they make the playoffs. That's number one. And if they're 9-7 and don't get blown out in the playoff game, or let's say they go 9-3 and then lose out, that might be a little different. But you know what? You're right. I mean, the Tigers, you were hoping, praying for playoff baseball with a sad sack team. The Pistons have a shot, maybe, if they get lucky and hit a draft pick like Miami hit with a Hero, and can maybe make the 8th seed next year. The Red Wings make the trade over the weekend. Eric Stahl's, he's a veteran leader. Hopefully they can flip him at the deadline. They're going to stick around. They're looking for the future. The Wings ain't making the playoffs this season, and probably not even the next season. Okay? So, yes, give me a playoff team in this town. And if it's the Lions, and if I have to, we have to, put up with a bad draft choice or some weird stuff, from Patricia, who cares?
Tony, listen, I'm annoyed at myself. I feel disgusted with myself because 2-3 years ago, I'm the guy that says, fire everybody, tank, get the draft picks. The problem is when you do that perpetually for year after year after year and all your sports blow, I just can't take it anymore. I just can't. And I just got a personal text, and it just said, so effing weak. And I know exactly what this individual's talking about because I'm not this guy. But in this instance, you make the postseason. I don't even call them dogs. I don't even care. I think real quick, there's one other thing too. There's no saying that if you get what you want, let's say they go 1-15.
Right.
Maybe you get Trevor Lawrence. You get Quinn and Patricia fired, which they deserve to be fired. Let's make no bones about that. There is no guarantee that the next guys will do or be any different.
Right.
I just don't care anymore.
Chances are you're going to have to fight with the New York Jets to get Eric Bieniemy, and as much as I think he'll be really
Understood that.
yeah, you're right.
He'll go there before he comes here.
You know, there's a chance, that he doesn't become a great head coach. Coordinators are a coin flip. You have no idea. There's some coordinators who become great, and there are coaches, and there's some who are horrible. There are some great coaches. John Harbaugh, Andy Reid, if I'm not mistaken, was never an offensive coordinator before Philly hired him. He was like a passing game coordinator or something like that in Green Bay.
Where's the evidence that tanking works in the NFL? Find it for me.
It doesn't.
Pat Mahomes.
I don't know.
Pat Mahomes. This is Pat Mahomes, 10th pick overall.
Right.
Lamar Jackson, 32nd. Aaron Rodgers, 24. Tom Brady, 199. Russell Wilson, 74, I think.
Right,
okay,
exactly.
so tanking in the NFL is stupid. You do it on the fly. You got to pluck that quarterback down a little bit and have good scouting and know what you're doing when it comes to that, man. I'm with you guys on this because I'm sick of that. At the same time, I'll say this doesn't dismiss accountability.
Oh, no.
Because I think what Benny Blade said, he's a former player, okay? And he said he's holding ownership accountable for what they said in the offseason about significant improvement. And to me, there needs to be an ultimatum win total with these guys to keep their job. And I think it should be 9. I really do.
Whatever it is, it shouldn't be public, I'll tell you that. I don't think we have to know what it is.
I don't have to know what it is, but I can say what I think it should be.
Yes, exactly.
I just think, how can you say that these guys get to come back when in 3 years he couldn't do what Jim Caldwell did in back-to-back years?
You're right. Well, not only that, you have 3 years where you don't even have a winning record. I mean, that says it right away.
To me, it has to be a winning record.
Yes.
How about it's taking 2 years and 2 games to win 10 freaking games? Patricia's awful. Nobody's saying he's not. Bob Quinn is even freaking worse, what he's done to this team. What I'm telling you, though, is give me instant gratification. It's like looking at a Playboy. Or do they still have Playboys?
Yes.
I don't know. Give me instant gratification. I don't even care anymore. Because you know what? I get so tired. I get so annoyed with, all right, you go on this tirade, you rip apart the team, you rip apart Patricia, you make a rocket scientist joke that nobody laughs at anymore because everybody's heard them, and you go over how Quinn has effed up this team and the draft picks, and then what are you left with? You're left with the same old crap. So, you know what? I'll take some wins over some subpar teams, knowing full well they're not going to win legitimately anything, as long as it results in us getting to talk about the postseason in November.
And you're also...
Once Thanksgiving comes around, can we talk about maybe them going to the postseason?
Hopefully. And you're also left, if it goes south and they get fired like they should if it goes south, you're left with an organization who doesn't know how to hire right people anyway. So what difference is it going to